Hello, everyone. My name is James Helwig. I am the recruitment specialist here at Ball State. And today we're going to be talking about finishing your application, getting that through, and starting your journey here at Ball State. Once again, my name is James Helwig. I'm the student recruitment specialist. The purpose of this session, of course, is to help you complete your application, answer any questions you might have, and get you ready to go. The application deadline is just a couple of days away. I think it's on Sunday. So this weekend, if you're thinking about starting that application or getting it done, tonight and tomorrow is the best times for you to do it. This webinar is being recorded, and you will receive a recording of this webinar most likely on Monday morning. If you need to, reference anything about your application for the fall or next spring. And if you do have a question, there is a Q&A button there at the bottom of your screen. Press that Q&A button and type your question in. And at the end, when we have the Q&A, I will answer as many questions as I can. All right, let's get into it. So why finish your application now? Well, we are very close to the deadline. It's this weekend, so on Monday, it should be in. Finishing it early, if that's a possibility, if you're thinking about spring, finishing it as early as possible you might have opportunities to have a private scholarship in the undergraduate level and maybe access some aid at the graduate level. And if you can finish it early, there's less stress and you have more time to plan out exactly what you want to, study, plan your future, plan around, you might have work or family that you have to take care of. So more time to plan your future. So the application checklist, everything that you need to receive that decision letter. You need a completed application form, which would be in your Cardinal portal here. We're going to go over that in just a couple of seconds. You'll need, at the undergraduate level, you'll need official high school transcripts and college transcripts if you're transferring. And at the graduate level, you would need an unofficial transcript sent to Ball State admissions with that official transcript coming by the end of your first term. We have an application fee waiver available to all of you attending this webinar today. The details of that will be at the end. And you can send test scores in if you would like to. You do have the option to send test scores, but you don't have to if you would like to opt out of that. But say you did really well on the ACT or SAT, feel free to send those in. We'd love to take a look. And any supplemental materials that you'd like to add, like a resume or an essay, letters of recommendation, that kind of thing, you're more than welcome to add those in. If you feel proud of it, definitely do it. But it's an optional part of the application. It's not necessary for you to receive a decision letter to add those things. Now, I will say sometimes at the graduate level, depending on the program that you are applying to, some supplemental materials may be required. But for our purposes today, if you're an undergraduate student coming in here, you don't have to have that test score and that supplemental materials. So just some tips to make this a smooth process. Use your full legal name and a consistent contact information. So make sure it's an email that you check often, or that you get alerts on your phone or computer that you have a new email. That's going to be our main mode of communication with you, is through email. So triple check that email, make sure it's correct, and make sure it's one that you check often. Take your time. You can save and return later if needed. Again, if you're applying for the fall here, we are very close to the deadline, so make sure you can finish that up this weekend and get it in. And we will need to have those transcripts. So ask for those early if you can. If you're thinking about spring, ask for those sooner rather than later. If you're thinking about this fall, make that call tomorrow morning or get those in as soon as possible. You can email them to admissions@ballstate.edu. And you can we also accept, parchment and things of that nature. So any way that your school wants to send them to us is more than fine. All right, so when you first start your application, when you go to our website and click Apply Now, this is the page that you'll be taken to. So if you have started one, there's a place for you to log in. And if you have not started an account here, you're going to set up an account. So that's what we're going to do here now. You're going to register with an email address, your first and last name, as well as your birthday. So I put my information in right there, and then you click Continue. and then you're gonna have a temporary pin sent to the email address that you put in there in that first line. So go to your email address or go to your email, and this is going to be the email that Ball State sends you. So you can copy that code there at the bottom, that temporary pin, the 653 number, and put it right there in the temporary pin area. Click log in, and you will be prompted to set a password. And so after you set that password based on the specifications on the right-hand side, you will be sent to your application manager. So if you have not started an application yet, your screen will look like this. And if you have, it will pop up with your application that is in process. But I hadn't started one at this point, so I hit create an application. And as you can see there, now I have an in-progress application for the undergraduate level right there on the screen. So you can click open application, and it will take you to some personal details. And this is really where the application, this is the application form that you're going to have to fill out. So first name, if you have a preferred first name or a nickname, please enter that in as well. And if you have any other names, like if you're married and you changed your name, you can enter that as well. You can also enter your pronouns if you wish, and you will be asked your address. For these purposes, I just put Ball State's address there in Muncie. And then we can continue to some contact information. Your current email, most likely the one that you use to get that PIN when you're registering, is going to go right there in the current email. A primary phone number for you, and then we will ask you if you would like to receive text messages from us. You can either opt into that or you can opt out. We're going to ask some biographical information, your legal sex, gender identity, and your birthday, as well as your citizenship status. Now, at this point here, you have the option to enter your social security number if you wish. You don't have to do that by any means, but if you are planning to apply for the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA, we will need to collect your social security at some point. So if you are planning to apply for the FAFSA, it's much quicker and easier to enter your social security here. But again, that is an optional step at this junction. And you also have the option to enter your race and ethnicity here as well. And so we also go over some Guardian details. Some of these questions here are optional. If you don't want to enter them, you don't have to, but you're more than welcome to. And we also ask if you're a first-generation student or if you have an alum that attended the school, you can enter that here as well. And here's where we get to the fun part, the program selection. So first, we're going to ask you your application type if you're a degree-seeking student, you're a first-time freshman or a transfer, or if you're a special applicant. And that means, you're not taking these for credit, you're a guest, you want to audit something. Pretty much anything that is not a degree-seeking student would be a special applicant. So most likely, you folks here are a degree-seeking student, so you would pick that first one. And then you would choose your delivery method. Now, we function as a part of Ball State Online, so most likely you're here for the online courses. You can click that there, and then you will click your major selection. And we have tons of majors that we offer online, so feel free to pick the one that speaks to you most, that you're most interested in. And then we will go to the term select. Now, fall 25 and spring 26 are open at this point. But again, fall 25 deadline is coming quickly. It's this weekend. So if you're here for fall 25, get that done. Click that fall 25. If you're here for spring, you've got plenty of time. And we'll ask some academic details as well. So for instance, if you took a GED test or the test assessing secondary education, the TASC, that's where you're going to enter that there. And we'll also ask you if you are a transfer student here. Now, if you had any college credit courses after graduating high school, that would mean you're a transfer student. Now, it doesn't mean that while you're still in school, you're taking dual credit courses at a local college. Everything that you do during high school stays in stays in high school. You can get credit for those, absolutely, but any credit after graduation would make you a transfer student. And we'll also ask some school history if you've ever been enrolled at Ball State after high school. And you will also collect your high school, name and address, and any colleges that you had attended previously as well. So that looks like this here. I entered Elizabethtown High School. That's where I went here in Pennsylvania. And we'll also ask for you to share how you heard about us on a website or an advertisement, or maybe you previously attended or graduated from Ball State and you're coming back for another degree. Um, and we'll also ask if you're planning to apply for the FAFSA again. Just a couple pieces of additional information. We'll ask if you're employed full-time or part-time, if you had any military service, and if you have been convicted for a felony. Now, if you have been convicted for a felony, that doesn't mean that you won't be admitted, but that's just something that we do have to ask. And please enter any achievements that you have, been awarded so far in your life. That could be honors, leadership positions, extracurricular activities, any organizations you were a part of as a student, volunteer work that you've done, foreign travel, anything like this. If you want to add that in, please do so. We'd love to hear about the amazing things that you've achieved. And then we can read about some of these university disclosures, about the campus security report, the report on the athletic program, and a Title IX notice as well. So you can please read through those, and then we'll ask you to sign at the bottom that you've read this information, you understand it. And here that's the certification that everything that you've put in this application is true to the best of your knowledge. So you'll place your signature right there. And then here's where we talk about some application fee waivers. So there's a bunch of different choices here. Most likely, if you're attending this webinar and you would like that fee waiver, you will choose the I have received prior approval there, kind of at the lower section. And then I'll give you the code here during the Q&A as well. At this point, you will either save for later or submit your application. And if you're ready to submit and you've reviewed everything, then you can click Submit Application, and you will have this pop up right here. It just says that I acknowledge that once you submit this application, you won't be able to make any changes. If that's all right with you, click OK, and then you'll be taken to your Cardinal landing page here. Now, this is a great landing page here that you can use to change your application or change your password on your application, update your major and academic info, any biographic information that you'd like to update or change. You can do that right here. If you scroll down a little bit on that landing page, you'll have some helpful resources here. If you live close to Muncie and you want to come for a visit, you can schedule that there. Learn about some financial aid and scholarships. And also it will have your admissions contact information right there on the bottom right. So this is someone that is, kind of is your personal assistant, kind of assigned to you, your specialist during this application process. That if you need any information or you have any questions, you can reach out to them right there on that screen. The person that was assigned to me was Josh Totten, the assistant director, and then you can see I have his email address right there for me, as well as his phone number. You can also choose to schedule an appointment with your specialist right there in the corner, if you'd like to have a meeting with them one-on-one to answer any questions you might have. All right, so let's dig in some transcripts. This is sometimes the thing that makes prospective students kind of get caught up. So you can request them from your high school or any previous colleges. You can either call their main office or their registrar's office to request them, and sometimes they'll tell you to use the National Student Clearinghouse or that they use services like Parchment to make those requests. So just follow their directions to send them off. If they would like to email them to Ball State, they may do that at admissions@bsu.edu. Now, an official transcript means that it originates from the awarding institution. So a transcript coming directly from, say, your high school's main office or your guidance counselor to Ball State admissions, that's an official transcript. If, say, you, the student, uploaded it as part of your materials, that's an unofficial transcript. So for undergraduate students, we need that official transcript. And for any graduate students, we can use that unofficial transcript as a decision on your application, but we will still need that official by the end of your first term of school. So watch for email confirmation once you make that request. And if there are any international students joining us here today, you can use the National Association for Credential Evaluation Services. This is a service that is offered to international students looking to study in the United States that takes any foreign kind of transcript or information about your schooling so far or up to that point and kind of evaluates it and makes sure that you have received all the information that you need in order to be successful here in the United States. So if you have an international transcript, use the NASIS right there and have that sent to BSU. Again, it provides transcript-like evaluation for foreign education. So fee waivers are available, like I have said. We never want the $60 application fee to be a barrier for admission. So if you have not started your application or have not finished it yet, stay tuned. We're going to get you that code for that fee waiver. If you have already paid that fee for applying to Ball State, unfortunately, I can't retroactively apply it, but hopefully this will help some folks out. So just some common mistakes to avoid. Submitting without reviewing, making sure all that information is correct is really important. So definitely review your application before you click submit. Forgetting to send transcripts, like I said, is one of the most common mistakes that students make. We can't make a decision until we receive those official transcripts. Using a personal email that you rarely check or that is not part of your kind of phone, like your standard operating procedure. Use your personal email address that hopefully gives you alerts when new emails come in, or that you remember to check on a regular basis. So make sure we can contact you and you can read what we're saying. We don't want you to miss our letter saying, you know, you're here, you made it, you're in, because you forget to check your email. So if you do think that you might miss some communication, make sure that's not in your spam inbox, and if it is, mess with your spam filters to make sure Ball State is coming into your inbox. And if you need to make any updates about your application, please reach out to like communication methods. Please reach out to your specialist there in your Cardinal landing page. We can update that for you. Again, we can help you. We're here to help. Your advisor, again, is listed on the Cardinal portal. There's live chat on our website. You can email us. You can schedule a call. We can help you with, requesting those transcripts if you're having a difficult time, with fee waivers, if you have any tech issues that are making it difficult to submit. Please reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you. So what's next after you finally submit your application? Usually, applications take about 2 to 3 weeks for you to receive that decision letter in your inbox and in the mail. That's standard, 2 to 3 weeks. Sometimes it can take up to 40 or 50 days, but that 2 to 3 week timeline is pretty standard for you receiving a decision on your application. So watch for that admission decision in your inbox. And once you receive that decision, click up or open your Cardinal landing page again, and you can click accept offer if you'd like to do so. And then after that, orientation will start, and you will start enrolling in courses with the help of your advisor, who will help make sure that you're getting into the classes that are appropriate for your program and where you're coming in. If it's a first year or a transfer student, that advisor will make sure that you're on track with everything you need to do in terms of enrollment. All right, so we have finished the meat of this, and I'd love to take some questions whenever you guys have any. So let me get back here. And I think I will stop sharing so I can see when your questions come up. All right, I see a couple. Will the fee waiver for this webinar cover fall 26? I believe this is just for fall 25. But reach out to me when you're ready for an application for fall 26, and I'm more than happy to help make sure you receive that fee waiver. When to receive the code? I have it here. Oops, I actually did close it. I'll bring it up here in just a second, and you can write it down. You will receive a recording of this as well. So if you need that, you have it. Let me share my screen again, folks. And the code is going to be here. All right, so the code here is during that space where you can select a fee waiver in your application, you can click I receive prior approval, and you can type in attended the application completion webinar on 8/1/25, or completed or attended the app webinar on 8/1/25. Some combination there should do the trick. So that will be your code for receiving that fee waiver. What if you've been approved but needing to push the start date back due to relocating? That's totally fine. We can defer your application to a different time, either spring or next fall. Reach out to the specialist on your Cardinal portal, either through email or phone call or scheduling an appointment, and let them know that you'd like to defer your application to a different time, and we can definitely do that for you. You won't lose all your progress. We can absolutely accommodate that for you. So when is the next start date? The next start date right now is going to be fall 2025. I believe the first day of classes is in late August. But again, that completion or that date for your application to be in order to be counted is this weekend. So if you're interested in starting so quickly, make sure that you complete that application soon. After that, the next start date would be spring 2026 in January. And then after that would be the summer time for you to start, sometime in May. So those are the next couple of start dates that are available. I started my application and I wanted to use the fee waiver code after the seminar. I checked now and it's telling me to pay and won't let me go back. Um, all right, that's an interesting one. Either reach out to me directly after this webinar and I'm more than happy to help you, or reach out to a specialist. Um, that's concerning. So try and use the code that you have prior approval and entering that attended the webinar. If that should work for you, if it doesn't, reach out to me. I'll monitor my email tonight and I'll be sure to help you out this weekend. I already applied and sent in transcripts, but it says waiting on payment, but the application fee was supposed to be waived. Is there anything I need to do? Um, you can reach out to me and we can figure it out. But the more direct area to get this since it's on a Friday night is if you email askus@bsu.edu. There's someone monitoring that this weekend and they can help waive that for you. That should be no problem. I won't be able to apply for the fall semester. However, I'm planning to apply for when the next term is available and when the deadline is. Deadline for the next term is going to be July 2026, and the deadline for that should be, I believe it's January. Sorry, January, early January 2026, so the start of the year. Now, the application deadline for this upcoming term is, I think, the 3rd. So most likely, I believe it's going to be on January 3rd. If we apply for a graduate program now for the spring of 26, when will the application still be considered for spring, or will it be too early and should be done closer to? You can absolutely apply for spring 2026. Now is a great time to get that done. Anywhere, from now to late September, early October is a great time to be applying for spring 2026. It's not too early. I have an international transcript. Do I just have to get the evaluated one sent in, or both, as in from my previous university as well? That's a great question. I believe we only need the evaluated one, but if you are able to send both, that just makes sure that we have all the information that we might need. So as long as it doesn't cost you anything extra to get the original sent as well, I would do so. But we should be able to make a decision just based on the evaluated transcript. Is there a chance an admission decision would not be made until after the start of fall 25 term? If you get it in before the deadline, which is again, I think on Sunday, on the 3rd, you should be able to receive an admissions decision. Everything is submitted before that deadline will be looked at and will be given a decision. When is fall 26 application starting? It should be already available to you. Can you discuss funding availability for full MBA? Absolutely. So you can apply for some aid through the federal government if you're looking for loans. Unfortunately, we do not offer any scholarships at the graduate level for online students. So scholarships coming directly from Ball State most likely will not be an option, but there might be some private scholarships that you can look into in your community or depending on where you work. Sometimes they offer a private scholarship for students to continuing their education. So that might be some place you might want to take a look at and see if that's available. When I click on schedule an appointment in the Cardinal Learning Portal, the nearest date is showing the 20th of August. Can I get an earlier date? Yeah, absolutely. My suggestion for you there is to email your advisor directly and set up an appointment for as soon as possible. Um, if I'm emailing your advisor directly, you will most likely receive an email back either that day or within the next day. So that's your best bet to do that. But if there's something I can help you with, please send me an email as well. I uploaded an incorrect document. How do I delete and resubmit? Well, you can submit a new application if you'd like. Other than that, you can email your advisor and we can do that on the back end. I don't believe there is a way for you to delete documents after you already submit. I have an academic evaluation with WES already. Do I have to use NACES? Not necessarily. WES is a great service as well, World Education Services. So submit your WES evaluation, and that should do the trick. Can funding be received even for spring option? Yeah, absolutely. If you have, a private scholarship that you want to apply to spring, that's absolutely more than fine. If you have aid that's available to you, and you want to apply it for spring, you can absolutely do that as well. I believe you can use the fee waiver for a graduate application for fall 26, but if you're applying now. But if that doesn't work for some reason, register for one of these webinars again, closer to fall 2026, or reach out to me directly, and I'm more than happy to work with you. How else can I reach out to an academic specialist as I've tried reaching her with no avail? I'm sorry to hear that. If you want to send me an email directly, I can work with you to make sure you get connected with your specialist. Um, Sometimes people are on vacation and they're just not in the office to respond to you. If you need an answer now, you can go to our website and use the chat option. That's going to connect you to a specialist that's monitoring our chat box. And that's a really great way to receive answers kind of on demand, even in the late hours as we're getting closer to 7 o'clock here. All right, I think that is it, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today on this webinar. I had a wonderful time talking to you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.